Now you're into your third act. I like to talk about the end of the second act as actually a structural point in the third act because of how it works with the climax. True, it is the second culmination of the second act, so it has that relationship to the midpoint. But it's really the beginning of the process of tying up your story, so that function plays out in your third act. In general terms, the end of the second act is when things have seemingly become as bad as they can possibly be. Then, in the climax, they get worse. These two ultimate culminations are what make the ending convincing and satisfying. Your audience wants to see your main character have to work for their resolution. Just one culmination in the third act would not be convincing because everyone knows from their own experience that just rewards don't come easily. So the climax of the third act serves as the ultimate test for the main character to give the story authenticity, the final opportunity for the character's success or failure. Of course, in most of what we see out there, the result is success, but it doesn't have to be that way. Then in the resolution, you give a sense of how things are going to go from here, the new normal, if you will. Remember, the number of ways the structure can be applied is infinite. That's what I love about analyzing successful films. I get to see all the surprisingly different ways these points can be utilized. And as I mentioned, in a character-driven film, the functions of these points are different. That will be the subject of my next series of videos. Keep in mind that in these 3 videos about the first act, the second act, and the third act, I've given you the bare minimum explanation. To understand further the function of each point, you need to see examples. You can begin with my screen books on Thelma and Louise, Kramer vs. Kramer, and The African Queen, which are all straightforward stories from which to learn 3-act structure. Then you can move on to my recorded lectures of more challenging films like Parasite, Joker, and Jojo Rabbit. I also do live analysis in monthly webinars, so you'll want to subscribe on my website to be notified of those. If the next video has already been posted, you can access it here. If not, be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when it is.